Peep the hat, though. Look at this. The only thing I hate about this hat is it makes me look like I have a fucking bowl cut. I think it's just hat hair, but I'm kind of looking like chopped huzz. I look like I have a bowl cut, man. I can't do it. I'm going to go through the Stream React channel. This is brand new, but I'm going to start off with this soft lock picking.
By using a game's mechanics in unexpected ways, we can create situations where it becomes almost unplayable, nearly forcing the player to delete everything and start over. To start, the game we will be doing this on is Pokemon Emerald version.
Hell yeah.
When it comes to the Generation 3 games, they've become pretty infamous for having a lot of potential for creative soft locks.
This is true.
The most infamous of these oversights is the very existence of a little place called Pacifilog Town. With a few simple steps, a player can easily make it so that they're stuck here, and it's impossible to leave or even continue playing.
Okay, isn't the whole idea, though, behind not soft locking yourself? The whole idea is that can you go through Gen 3 and get a bunch of envelopes, and then you take the envelopes and you can delete a certain amount and basically run a bunch of RNG text code. I don't really remember how it works, but you can buy these envelopes or like the mail items, and then you can walk through walls. And people use this strat when they speedrun the games, I'm pretty sure.
Here's how
I think this is different.
Do that. For the first step, I'm going to need to make sure this Emerald save file has been played through up to Pacifilog Town, while making sure to prepare some things along the way. For the second step, I'll need to make sure I only pick up the old rod in Dewford and completely ignore the good and super rods later in the game. Next, I'm gonna make sure I have a level 5 shiny Bagon that knows the moves Double Team, Attract, Focus Energy, and Roar.
I know they're about to explain this, but how does one figure this out? How do you just know? Like, I need a shiny Bagon with these specific moves, and you can only talk to this NPC in Dewford Town, and you can only do these certain amount of steps, and then something special happens. This feels like one of those copy pastas that they used to do. That's like, hey, I figured out how you can get an unattainable Pokemon in Generation 3. Here's how. And they make you do a bunch of bullshit, and then it doesn't work. Maybe they are just a nerd. That's probably it. I guess I might be out of touch.
All of these moves have had their PP maxed out. And finally, right before we set things in motion, at Pacifilog Town, we'll need to talk to this man and receive the TMs for frustration and return. We next need to set up the actual lock at Pacifilog itself. During the game, I've mainly used the starter and 2 other Pokemon that know all of the HM moves. I'll head to Pacifilog and use the Pokemon Center. This will mark the town as the location I'll be sent to in the case of a defeat. I'll then fly to Mauville and head over to the nearby daycare.
Okay.
Here, I'll enter and give my 2 HM users to the old woman. The reason we do this is because in Gen 3, the game won't let you release your last users of an HM move. By putting these Pokemon in the daycare instead, we can still remove them from the party. Using the PC inside the daycare, we'll then be releasing the beloved starter who carried us so far into the game. This will leave us with only the Bagon, with no other Pokemon in the PC. Next, we'll walk outside and go into the nearby tall grass. After encountering a Pokemon we will intentionally lose, sending our character all the way back to Pacifilog
There's just
Town.
no way you know
Following
this.
The next step is to open the inventory and throw away every item we possibly can. When this is done, there shouldn't be anything left, except a couple key items in the HMs. And now, with everything done, we'll save the game, completing the nightmare. We have no way of leaving the town. Even though we still have the HMs for Surf and Fly, the little dragon is unable to learn them. Because there's no shop in this town, it's impossible to buy Pokeballs to catch anything else. I'm going to emphasize this point by putting a map of the town on screen, because I still get regular comments asking why I just don't go to the shop this town doesn't have. You should now be able to see why this save is now almost unplayable. If you were to hand the cartridge over to someone and told them to escape, they'd be in for a surprise. There is still technically 2 things that the player can do to escape.
Can you fish?
Let's go over what those are. The first is the complicated method. So logically, if you want to leave this town, all you have to do is train Bagon until it evolves to Shelgon at level 30.
Is that Shelgon shiny? Damn, that shit is ugly. This just looks like a really discolored butthole.
How do we train Bagon under these circumstances? If you recall, this Pokemon was set up with 4 specific moves with their PP maxed out. All of these are virtually useless and are unable to cause damage. This means that if you wanted to use the old rod to find Magikarp encounters, you would be forced to sit there wasting its moves away until it could use Struggle. It will need to go through 128 turns to make that happen, which is a very time-consuming endeavor. You also need to keep in mind that every time Roar is used, it will force the encounter to end. If a Tentacool appears, it'll always outspeed the level 5 dragon and damage it. Because Struggle causes recoil damage, you absolutely do not want it taking damage while you're trying to deplete its PP. Sure, you could heal it at the Pokemon Center, but this will just also replenish all of its PP, making it all for nothing.
Has he explained yet, why you have to use a shiny Bagon? Why can't we just use a regular Bagon?
As well, the NPC that gives the frustration and return TMs will eventually give another one, but only after a week of real time. Aside from those TMs, the only other way for Bagon to have an attacking move is to reach level 17, where it'll learn Headbutt. Reaching that level when you can only KO with Struggle will definitely take a while.
Yeah, no kidding.
Speaking of which, what is the second escape, you might be wondering? There's an NPC that wants to trade his Horsey for a Bagon. If you were to do this, you'd immediately gain access to a Pokemon that can surf and escape the town. No, it isn't possible for this Horsey to be shiny.
What the hell? There's gotta be an easier route. You go the Masochist route, and then you keep your shiny, but you give up your sanity. Or B, you give up your shiny, and then go hunt for another Bagon, but then you're stuck with a Horsey, and then you probably constantly die trying to fucking run away from water-type Pokemon. And then you gotta come this way, go through here. There's all those trainers. Go to Slateport. Oh, yeah, I guess there are the rapids right there. That's tragic, though. You lose your starter and stuff. This is some bullshit that someone comes up with for Escape Room. And they're like, if you watch the Pika Spray Yellow video, you would know how to get out of this little corner in the Pacific Lockdown. God damn it. Fuck you.
I can feel your presence now. Feels like heaven's all around.
I'm not even trying to be funny. This looks like Sketch if he put on a wig full of dreadlock. That's fucking nuts. I think it's the glasses, dude. It's gotta be the glasses. I'm not gonna check the comments. You know the comments are gonna be fucked up.
Record me for a second. I'm already recording. I love New York.
Hey, when we pull up to New York, I need to do it. I need to recreate that. That's fire. What? Okay, I saw a clip. I saw a group of people from Discord watching whatever the fucking anime this is, of these cute little characters talking about eating food, and they eat all this fucking food, and then someone gets really mad and something happens, and then all these people in this Discord call were laughing their ass off. I don't know. I might be spending too much time on Twitter. I don't know what they are. Here you go, King Usagi. Yeah, this is the fucker. This fucker right here ate all the food. I'm like 99% sure.
No, I can't help. You can win.
Uh-oh. Don't get close to that edge. No one is pushing you, and you're way too close to the edge, ma'am. Don't do it, Scarlet. Hey, she's hitting this shit, though. I knew it. I knew it the way she was fucking walking towards it. Oh, that hurt. She definitely bruised her tailbone. 99%. Dude, I'm not laughing at her because I know that her hurts so bad is she's in massive pain. But I'm laughing because the silent gritting your teeth, biting your tongue, not screaming or saying anything because you're in such pain you just can't get it out. You're like, I've been there. Everyone's been there. Okay. Where are we going with this?
Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got a feeling that something ain't right.
I don't think y'all are hearing him out. He's stuck in Lugia's stomach alone. I just want to see the final product. I'm not gonna lie. Yes.
It's 85 steak surface. I mean, that should be like toasty enough, honestly. There we go. Now can you see it? There. Yes.
This looks like a meth lab.
All right, that guy's gonna marinate in the vape right now.
That can't be good.
It's just like the cigarette. Serve you this. You tell me you wouldn't eat it? It looks like Massachusetts. Can't be worse than the 50 cigs. Literally, I don't think it can. No matter how bad this tastes, it can't be worse than the cig steak. All right, well.
No.
Bottoms up.
No.
It's not horrible. It's very sweet. Disgustingly sweet. At first, it actually tasted good.
Have y'all ever taken the dipper thing, the squeezy syringe from vape juice, and just put some on your tongue and tried it? The best way to describe it is if you take a Nintendo Switch cartridge and you know how it tastes like that weird plastic phlegm that's on the outside of it, and it's so bitter, it gives you the SpongeBob burnt tongue, and you're like, ugh. Nothing's gonna happen, huh? Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. I fear this might just be a vibe. Nothing. Are we just catching a vibe in the middle of the woods?
Damn lil mom, why are you a shiny? Because I wanna know the odds of me taking you on a date.
1 in 8192. Good luck.